Hello everyone, I'm Giuseppe Mammano, welcome back. Today I'm gonna show you how to paint this dog. Here we are starting this painting, but before we start I want to show you the color that I use. That there are titanium white, ultramarine blue, burnt umber, burnt sienna, yellow ochre, magenta and cadmium yellow. What I start doing here is start with my dark. And after I will put my middle tone and my highlights. So my dark, my middle tone and my highlights. That's where we're gonna work on this painting first. So when I say first, that means that in the first stage of my painting, we're gonna have only three colors on my palette, that they are the dark, the middle tone and the highlights. I know that there are more shade of color in my dark, in the middle tone, the highlights, but this is gonna make for us more simple the first stage of the painting, that for me is the one that you really gotta pay attention where you have this shade of color. In the second part of my painting, there I'm gonna pay more attention, a different shade, and add maybe more color. But the best doing this, for me at least, from my experience, it make my job more easy and simple, so I don't have to worry about color mixing too much, so I can focus more on the proportion and the form of, in this case, my subject, the dog. I have in front of me a picture of the dog that I'm painting, always. So every time I put a brush stroke on the canvas, I'm looking back and forth. And that's very important, especially in the first stage of the painting. Now, this is just a short video that I post here on YouTube, but soon I will post on my website the full tutorial of this painting, and there I will show you everything, and I'm gonna go deep, especially with all my mixing, and plus all the material that I use, and explain in the, I think it's this hour and 40 minutes, everything that goes in my mind during the process of a painting. So subscribe my channel, because I will post soon the link for the full tutorial of this video. Now we are in our second stage of the painting. I let my painting dry for a day. I mix my painting with liquid. They speed up the drying time, so the next day is almost full dry. And what I'm doing here is the same thing almost that I did in the first stage. The only thing, I'm gonna start the same with my dark, but now I'm gonna worry a little bit more on my color mixing. But it's gonna be more easy for me, because in the first stage I really pay attention on my form and proportion without worry about much about mixing. Now finally I can try to get my color spot on. The most important thing on a portrait, in my opinion, is the eye, the nose and the mouth. And I learned that from experience. I have to sit there and understand what was wrong with my portrait, and at the end find out. That's what I think that really, if you messed up then or put in a different position, they can mess up all your entire portrait. So you gotta keep very attention on that, and I will explain that very in deep on my full tutorial. Now, what can happen sometime after you're done with one section of your painting, and you maybe let us sit the painting there for a couple of days or a week, some of the color, they sink in and they look very dull. So when I start painting again, I use some of my linseed oil, and with a white rag, I'll just put a little bit on the surface of the canvas, and you're gonna see all the color come back alive again. The process for a portrait is a very long process, and you just gotta do step by step with passion And always watch your photo. Like you can see here in the video, I'm always look back and forth to my picture before I put some paint on the canvas. I'm here putting some details, start with some highlights. And I work always back and forth with my color, always use more than one brush. I have always couple brush for my highlights and couple brush for my dark or middle tone. I'm coming back on the eyes and start putting some paint and finish them up. And as you see, I'll put some dark and I will put some highlights. I love painting eyes on my portrait because that's the thing that people will see first. And from the eye, it's like you can see their soul. Now with the final detail in the eyes, you can see how the dog have the realistic look. I continuously look at the picture of the dog. And remember that this is a painting. You know, if you wanna make it sometime, I'm look at my picture continuously and see this it look like that. And that's when you step back, look your subject and see what's different or what's the make it something that you think it's weird about it. And stepping back and look your painting is the best thing you can do. That's what I do always, that maybe I don't show here in this video, but every couple stroke of paint that I do, I go back, stand 3, 4, 5 feet from the painting and look until I don't find the thing that I think is wrong. I give again another coat to the background and I'm now blending it. And this is the final painting. I was very, very happy about it. And my client was too. It was a beautiful experience. I learned a lot. Love doing portrait. Alright guys, thank you so much. We are done for today. I hope you guys enjoy. I really did. This was a very good experience for me. I hope for you guys too. If you want a more video like this, please remember to subscribe my channel, Facebook, Instagram, and go and check it out on my website at giuseppemammano.com. I hope to see you soon. Ciao.